Please welcome Guidewire's Chief Executive Officer, Mike Rosenbaum.
Okay, wow. Yeah, you can take a picture of me over here, Priscilla, next to my face. Thank you. Please do that. That would be funny. Okay. Can I just say how great it is to be back? You know, to be actually live in person at a real event with real people in a real place. You know, thank you. Yeah. Last 2 years have been pretty incredible, pretty forgettable in a lot of ways, kind of memorable in some ways, but pretty forgettable. And I think this is definitely not the end of this thing we've been living through. But for me, and I think for a lot of people I've spoken to so far at the conference, it's just a great positive step in the right direction. And I'm just incredibly grateful for all of you to join us this week, to join us today. And I just wanted to say just how incredible it really is. And with that, I would like to now present to you our safe harbor slide. So we are a publicly traded company, and you can find this on our website, and please read it, and that's enough about that. Okay, but let me really start this presentation by saying thank you. Thank you for coming here in person. Thank you for joining us online as we stream this event for the first time live to maybe thousands, maybe tens of thousands, I don't know, maybe hundreds of thousands or millions of people that are watching online. Thank you for joining us. By the way, we're doing this for the first time in this sort of hybrid mode, so we're learning, we're doing the best we can, and we'd appreciate any feedback about how we do it better, because I intend to keep doing it this way for as long as we need to do it this way. But I mostly wanted to say thank you to all of you for inspiring us, for pushing us, for creating this opportunity for us to work on something that I think is really meaningful. Also for sometimes yelling at us when we screw up and we need to be sort of shaken and directed back in the correct direction. That's motivating and inspiring too. But like I said, these last couple of years have been pretty challenging. And I think the opportunity to work on something meaningful for a community of people, you know, to be able to serve a community in a way that has actual positive impact has been very helpful for me. It's been very helpful for everybody at Guidewire, and I wanted to say thank you. So, yeah, thank you. Okay. And this sort of being our first event in the middle of the pandemic, I have one slide on COVID, and that's it, okay? And I'm not going to say anything political. I'm not going to say anything crazy. I'm not going to get in any trouble, I think. I just want to give you this one thought. I think the thing for me that was so interesting about this is how suddenly it all happened. How just overnight everything changed. It changed how we live. It changed how we worked. It changed how we traveled or didn't travel. It changed how we collaborate and learn. Suddenly everything was different. And when something changes like that, when you get sort of shaken out of your routine, kind of waking up, it causes you to become a little bit existential, actually, which is quite scary for people like me. It started to cause us to say, wait a minute, what the hell am I doing here? Like, what is the purpose of this effort that we are putting in? You know, this work that we are doing, what is the purpose? And even though it is a little bit scary, we spent a lot of time thinking about this. And so, of course, we wrote it down. And I wanted to share it with you, because I think it's pretty simple, and I hope it doesn't surprise anybody. At Guidewire, we strive every day to help power insurance innovation with a platform you can trust to engage, innovate, and grow efficiently. Engage with customers in completely new ways, create new digital channels, new opportunities to market, innovate with new products and new line of businesses, new regions, new states, new rollouts, and grow efficiently, release after release after release, improving your operations steadily, slowly, improving your operations, okay? It's kind of as simple as that. This is us, okay? We also want to have fun, okay? And I should be careful, actually, because this is an event in Las Vegas where if I encourage everybody to have fun, it's a little bit dangerous, okay? So Vegas is one of these places where the bar for having fun is effectively limitless, and the bar for where you get in trouble for having fun is not, okay? So you want to basically just be careful. No trouble this week, okay? But, you know, with respect to having fun, I think that the people that get attracted to come work at Guidewire, and I think that all of you, the people that are attracted to work on technology solutions in this industry, fun for us is a bit sort of like the harder it is, the more fun it is. The more meaningful it is, the more fun it is. And I think that is really true, okay? And it's a big part of why we think this is a sort of worthwhile cause, okay? And it's because insurance, the work that you all do, the work that we do together, has this incredible positive impact on almost everything in the world. And you all should be extremely proud of this. It enables us to buy and drive cars. It enables us to buy and own homes. It enables us to start companies. It even enables me to be the CEO at Guidewire with something called D&O insurance, which is not something before I was the CEO here that I ever knew about. And I actually hope whoever owns that risk, that is the best risk in the whole wide world. Safest. Now I have to knock on wood somewhere. So the work we do has this incredible positive influence on everything in the world. And I think we should all be proud of that. Okay. So now, I talked about insurance innovation, talked about meaning and why we're doing it. I want to talk now about what we see out there in the world. What are the things driving that innovation? And these three things, I imagine, probably won't surprise you. I lifted them all from the conversations we have with you each and every day. But I think maybe the positioning of them will, okay? And the first one that I want to talk about is digital transformation, okay? This unending effort to create seamless, beautiful, elegant, convenience-driving digital interfaces and user experience that just rival the best consumer applications on earth. And the way that I would encourage you all to start thinking about this is that digitally driven convenience is really the reflection of your brand, okay? Just as much as we would say, hey, the marketing we do is a reflection of our brand, our culture is a reflection of our brand, our website is a reflection of our brand, but also the darndest, hardest, worst digitally driven consumer experience that we have, the darndest, hardest agent experience we have, that's also a reflection of your brand, okay? And I think that's the bar that we all have to strive to, is making those interactions as seamless as we possibly can. Next area that we see lots of innovation is around, of course, data and analytics. And the way I think about this is that your capacity to leverage data, leverage analytics engines and predictions really starts to define the threshold around which you can hope to compete with all of the other competitors out there in the world. The smartest companies will win, okay? And it's the companies that are thinking about how do we leverage everything at our disposal to ensure that every decision we are making is informed by and improved by and influenced by all the data, all the analytics that we can possibly, sort of bring together to make that experience optimized, that decision can be improved. And I think that really is the threshold for the companies that are going to be able to succeed and take share and the companies that aren't. Okay, third in my little triumvirate of innovative insurance ideas is machine learning and artificial intelligence, and I think the impact that it will have on the industry. Okay, and this is the one where I would say it's probably in the beginning stages of really taking shape relative to the other two. Okay, the way I think about this is that I think we all agree that if you push yourself out a couple of years, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years, maybe 5 years, certainly 10 years, the machine learning, artificial intelligence-driven engines have the potential to automate significant percentages of the work that happens in all of our organizations. This is not just happening right this moment, but the way to think about this is, are you prepared for this when it does happen? Are you setting yourselves up to be able to instantiate these systems on top of core systems and core business processes so that when this occurs, you are prepared to take advantage of it? And look, before, I was talking to our CMO, Brian Desmond, about this. My view of this is actually pretty positive. Yes, we have the potential to automate systems. Yes, we have the potential to take people that are doing work today on our behalf and for our companies and redirect them. Redirect that effort and energy into more positive things that are going to create more value for our customers, enable this whole system to grow. Okay? Now, you could take a look at these three things and you could say, okay, that's my competitive strategy. That's how I'm going to differentiate my company and take share from company A and move it to company B, take share from C and move it to A. It's a big sort of ruthless competitive world out there that we're all going to compete with around these three vectors and grow our companies relative to the competition. But I also think there's an opportunity for us to look at the whole pie, look at the whole industry, and say, can innovation create growth in the whole industry? And one way to think about that is to look at gaps between economic loss and insured loss, okay? What you see up here is a pretty crazy, scary slide around cyber. It's estimated that there might be $1 trillion of gap between what is lost every year and what is insured every year. Now, a lot of you are probably looking at that and saying, that is an insurance market that I don't want to touch with a 10-foot pole. It's just too dynamic, okay? But I think there's also a lot of you who are looking at it and seeing a pretty significant opportunity. And certainly Guidewire plays a very important role in this with our science data listening and analytics engine that enables insurance companies to predict and estimate the risks associated with underwriting cyber. And we took a really important step, actually, this quarter with a strategic partnership that we formed with S&P to take that engine that is currently applied to insurance and apply it to financial services and creditworthiness. And I want you to think about that for a second. We are going to now be able to say, through this partnership with S&P, that the cyber risk a company faces, the posture it creates in order to protect itself from cyber attack, has a direct influence on its creditworthiness, has a direct influence on the financial viability of that company. That's how important this is, and I think it's represented there by how quickly this risk is really growing in the world. Next gap I want to talk about is small business. This is on the top of a lot of people's agenda, right? There's a lot of dynamic change going on in this particular segment of insurance. And it's estimated that in the United States, 40% of small businesses have no insurance at all. That's an obvious insurance opportunity to create innovative, interesting, dynamic new offerings that can help close that gap, that can help people think about, hey, the risk is I'm protected. I can start that business. It causes the economy to grow. I think it's an incredible, powerful idea, and I think a lot of you are already working on new innovative products, new innovative channels, new ways to sort of take advantage of this opportunity in the small business market. And last but not least, probably the most studied area of protection gap, and probably particularly interesting to think about right now, while world leaders are off in Scotland talking about climate change and mechanisms that we're going to take to combat climate change and sort of reduce emissions. But it's the protection gap between catastrophe-driven loss and what is actually insured. Almost $200 billion every single year. That's an insurance opportunity, closing that gap. Okay, but if you think about climate change and you think about the news that we're all reading in our feeds today, I think we would all expect that over the next couple years, 5 years, couple decades, that loss is just going to continue to grow and grow and grow. As the severity of these events increase, as the frequency of these events increase, that's going to create more economic loss. And I think it's up to us, it's up to all of us, to create innovative products that enable the protection to start to grow right alongside it. And I'll give you this other perspective, which I think might be just as important. I think the insurance industry uniquely gives people like me, actually, a direct and real-time and economic insight into this risk. Because now, I can't tell you how many people I've spoken to that said, I can't buy fire insurance anymore for my home in California. or my premium for my fire insurance has now tripled. And that is a trigger for people to say, and companies to say, wait a minute, this is real right now, okay? And the change in my behavior, the things that I can think about doing to adjust to that, I think that is a very important role that this entire industry plays in helping us figure out how to manage this risk. Okay, so that's all good. That's all very exciting, right? Talked about innovation, talked about opportunities to compete, new initiatives, potential to grow the market, okay? But what's so hard, okay? Why are we not at it? Why are we not at it? Like, why is it not happening so far? Well, it turns out that the systems that you all operate are just incredibly complex. And I am in awe of the complexity of the systems and the programs that you all manage. I was talking to someone the other day about the Connections event this week, and they said, oh, Connections, Guidewire, what is that? I said, well, it's an opportunity for us to talk about the product features, technology, all this cool stuff, get together. But really, what Connections is really all about is an opportunity for a community of people who have this shared experience about how complicated and hard and stressful it really is to modernize and operate and innovate on and with an insurance platform. And this group of people right here in this audience has this shared experience, and once a year, or maybe once every other year because of COVID, gets an opportunity to get together and celebrate those successes with a whole bunch of people that deeply, deeply respect the work that you do and the complexity that you manage, okay? And now, I think the question is, how do we take that complexity and corral it? How do we take that complexity and manage it? And then still enable you to innovate and go fast and improve and be agile and get to market faster? That's the trick, okay? And I think a lot of people look at systems, IT systems, complicated IT systems, and then they just sort of wish them away. And they say, wouldn't it be wonderful if they just weren't that complex? You know, and I think that the thing about insurance is it just is complex. It just is regulated. It just is complicated to keep track of these risks and all the interactions and all the complexity that you live with. We can't wish it away. We have to embrace it, and we have to look at it and say, we can manage it and we can go fast. And I think, actually, that this is the thing that uniquely defines Guidewire in the world. The thing that defines us is this no-compromise core system to enable you to manage claims, manage policy administration, manage underwriting, manage billing, just totally control those systems and surround it with data, platforms, analytics platforms, digital frameworks to enable you to go faster in an applications marketplace that is truly second to none on earth. Okay, this is what defines us, and this is what I hope that you take away from all the things that we're going to talk about this week. We enable you to embrace that complexity and manage that complexity, and at the same time, go faster and faster and faster. And there's probably no more important step that we have taken at our company, besides maybe founding the company in the first place, than transforming Guidewire and those core services into a cloud-based service that's evolving every 6 months, release after release after release until forever, enabling you to innovate faster, enabling you to go faster, enabling you to manage that complexity more effectively. Right? This is really exciting. We're here to talk about Dobson, the 4th release in this cycle. Very great milestone. We're very excited to talk about all the features and functions that are in Dobson. We're super excited. We're going to talk to you about those things. But I think, for me, the thing that is most exciting, the thing I think we are all most proud of is not exactly the features and the functions. It's the transformation of our organization to be tuned to the delivery of Guidewire as a service, so that each and every project, each and every milestone, each and every upgrade, each and every release, we are learning and improving across every function, every organization at Guidewire. And it gives me a lot of confidence to be able to say that that is now instantiated here, and this system will just, that feedback loop, it's just going to keep running and running and improving until forever. Maybe when we get to release Z, it'll be perfect. I don't know. Probably won't be perfect because the world changes and the system will continue to evolve and we'll just keep at it, okay? But this is a better system that we have now instantiated here, and we're very, very excited about the progress that we've made. And I would say the other thing we're very proud of is how we're doing it in conjunction and in partnership with all of you. I hope you're taking a picture of this slide. It was a pain in the neck to make. Look at it, right? And we are doing this, we are bringing this whole community of people along this journey with us, okay? And it is so gratifying to have the opportunity to stand here and represent the work of, the collective energy of this community that this slide represents. I really do think it's phenomenal. And it's great to be able to say that we now have hit this, I don't know if it's a magic number, but 25% of that customer base is now on this cloud journey with us. And I'm not gonna rest until we close the gap, right? Get the 75% and get it to 100. That's my job. But I also wanna be clear that we recognize that these decisions, that transition, that transformation is gonna happen on your schedule. And we are gonna be there for you. We are gonna work with you. We are gonna support you because that decision is complicated, but 25% is pretty exciting to be able to say that we've hit that milestone now. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about, switch it up a litk bit. I wanna talk to you about 3 things that you're gonna hear from the team on. 3 things that I think are very strategic, very exciting, and I want you to pay attention when you see these things in the keynote and pay attention when you see the breakout sessions this week around things that I think are worthy for you to walk away from and take back to your organizations. First one's Guidewire Live. Launching Guidewire Live, this new suite of analytics applications designed to make you brilliant in every single moment of your insurance lifecycle. I think it is an incredible vision that we have for how we are going to make it easier for you to harness the potential, take advantage of the possibilities that data and analytics provide across a suite of applications. Next one, Guidewire Go. Great name, by the way. So if you remember, if you're paying close attention and you take notes, what Mike says at Connections events, 2 years ago, we launched APD, Advanced Product Designer, an ability to define in a better way insurance products for Policy Center, okay? Guidewire Go is kind of 2 things, okay? First is, we have now externalized APD from Policy Center so that you can run it independently as an externalized service. And I have no idea really what that means. So if you're a nerd and you want to know what that means, you need to find somebody else. They'll explain it to you. The part of it that's easy to understand, the part of it that I think is like so impressively obvious that I'm so excited to talk about it is that we are now packaging pre-built lines of business using APD and making them available on the marketplace. So now I think we have 30. We will create more. We will keep evolving them. So that now when you want to launch a line of business on Guidewire, you can start on the marketplace with Guidewire Go and you can say, oh, here it is. We just download it, install it, and here we are. It makes it possible for you to go faster. Last one, Microbop, a new solution from Guidewire. Again, if you're paying close attention, last release, we announced a Guidewire solution for usage-based insurance. This release, we're announcing a Guidewire solution to support a Microbop line of business. Pretty exciting. We think it's now possible to roll out across a complete suite implementation a new line of business in as fast as 12 weeks. I also think it's interesting, that name, okay? Whoever came up with Microbop as an insurance name deserves to stand up right now and take a bow. I think it's phenomenal. The team came to me with this and they said, we're really excited about this, Mike. It's called Microbop. And I said, what is it? A little TikTok dance? It's like a little Microbop. Thank you for laughing. Great name. Okay, those are the 3 things I really want you to pay attention to, in addition to everything else. Now I want to introduce the rest of this presentation, okay, the rest of this keynote. First, you're going to hear from Diego Devalle to talk about Guidewire Cloud Platform and the advancements that we've made. And then you're going to hear from Amy Mullen about the highlights in the Dobson release. And then you are going to hear from Laura Drabeck, the social media empire that is Laura Drabeck. So if you're not following her on Twitter and Facebook and listening to her podcast, it really is phenomenal what she's doing to sort of communicate information about innovation in the insurance industry. And next, we're going to talk about Guidewire Live, and Julie Getzloff and Joe Gerritsen are going to show you a demo and talk to you about that. And then you're going to hear from Christina Colby, our Chief Customer Officer, around customer and partner and innovation in our customer base and community. And finally, all the way from Germany, because he couldn't travel because of COVID, Dmitry Remnuk is going to join us via the magic of Zoom or some technology that we use to talk to you about our vision for the future of our digital frameworks and digital platform, okay? And so with that, you have heard the end of my section of this keynote, and I would like to turn it over to Diego. Where are you, Diego?
Thanks, Mike. So Mike talks about complexity and how complex it is to evolve. At the personal level, it took some time to kind of learn how to do this presentation in front of all of you. And then last year, we needed to learn how to become actors. So we spent an entire week into kind of multiple rehearsal in becoming an actor. But so far today, Mike also talked about the importance of continuous innovation. Innovation and evolution is kind of very related. So that includes product, customer, and partner innovation. So while in the past, innovation could have been tackled with a project every few years, now we live in a world that's forced to evolve continuously. To power insurance innovation, our goal from day one was to give you and make you running the latest and greatest solution. Guidewire Cloud Platform makes all this possible. It's the engine behind the scene to make all of those innovations possible. Across the last 2 years, GWCP has been the #1 investment of our company. We've reached many milestones. First and foremost, GWCP is available in more and more regions around the world. The latest being Frankfurt, Germany, and Cape Town, South Africa. I love that it's in South Africa because I'm planning a trip down there, so hopefully Mike is not going to do some kind of job-related things, but I'm very excited about South Africa. But our momentum is far beyond the regional availability. We are now running more and more environment, actually 600 plus, counting production and development across all our customers. Since Aspen, we count more than 4,500 deployments today. And most importantly, we recently passed the 50 customer mark. In fact, to highlight one of the latest customer adoption of GWCP, let's roll a quick video.
We have ClaimCenter on site today, and what we've been able to do over the last few years is leverage some of the pre-built integrations and partnerships that Guidewire brings to the table.
One of the biggest things that I think that we are able to do today that we haven't been able to do as much historically is start automating some of the manual tasks. Going to the cloud with ClaimCenter was just a natural evolution of where we wanted to go, and is really going to allow the claim department and IT department to work together on innovation. The fact that we are implementing Policy and Billing Center and doing that implementation in the cloud is just an amazing opportunity.
I know things are going to change, and they'll change quickly. So here at Amerisure, our technology strategy and vision is to be able to adapt and adopt new capabilities that are important for our business and our customers, and we need systems and solutions that do that. I'm really excited about where Guidewire is going.
It's great to see such an adoption momentum. At this pace, we will soon reach Mike's favorite number, 100 customers. But how do we enable this kind of growth on GWCP? One word, automation. Automation enables scaling. We started by automating infrastructure provisioning, then automating software delivery, and last but not least, automating the instrumentation to enable end-to-end monitoring. So to see how this works, let's go behind the scene and show you what happened when a new customer subscribed to Guidewire Cloud. First step, we need to provision the cloud infrastructure that enabling running Guidewire product as a cloud service. What you see here is the first GWCP screen the DevOps team used for the new customer onboarding. First, we select a quadrant, that is basically a cluster in a region that we show you in the map before. Then we pick a tenant name that typically is a customer name. In this case, we're picking connection. Then the project name, and next, what we call cloud-based configuration, or CBC. CBC essentially defines the base configuration of Insurance Suite. That could contain Claim Center or Policy Center, or is, in this case, a collection of all the 4 products of the latest Dobson release. After selecting few more fields, we can hit Submit. Behind the scene, we do not only provision the software, but we install and initialize the source control system, we configure the CI/CD system, we initialize the network, we initialize the monitoring system, and last but not least, we set up a temporary authentication authorization system. If I recall correctly, we have now automated 32 steps. Some of them are instant, some other takes a little bit more time. Here in the screen, you see the status of the process that we just kicked off. What used to take weeks to accomplish now takes a couple of hours. So let me fast forward a couple of hours and jump to the final result. What you see here is the first screen of GCC, or Guidewire Cloud Console, with all the 4 products fully deployed and their respective link that you can actually hit and jump directly into the login page of the software. From such a process, I'm sure everyone understands how infrastructure and software delivery goes hand in hand. Software delivery automation plays a critical role that ultimately ensures every customer has immediate access to the latest key releases. So let me try to explain how this works. Let's imagine we are 112 days from GA release of Dobson. And let's imagine we have a new customer on board request. I showed you before, the automation process that we just described a second ago is going to automatically provision Cortina. Back then, it was the latest release available. So now let's fast forward to today. Once Dobson hits GA, an alert is fired, and any subscriber is fully notified automatically. From there, the new version is automatically provisioned and delivered to all the non-production repository. This is a big part of how we keep customers continuously updated to the latest release. Last, with the customer reach of GWCP comes the responsibility of flawless run platform infrastructure and Guidewire application. To make this possible, we have committed to constantly improve GWCP monitoring capability. So let me show you the GWCP dashboard powered by Datadog. First, at an aggregate level, you can see here the 600+ production environment. As you can see now, there are 622. They grow a little bit since we created the slide. And from a deployment, you can see here the growth from 4,500 to 4,800+. This dashboard provides a lot of useful insight for cloud operator, allowing them to drill down into, for example, CPU load or memory load or much more. Our DevOps team leveraged this dashboard to monitor the platform supporting all our customers. But the monitoring and troubleshooting of each customer-specific application, we use APM, or Application Performance Monitoring. Here is where direct correlation between all key aspects of observability, including logs, metrics, and trace, give us a huge advantage. For example, let's examine a simple service like claim policy integration here. Here, a trace is showing the process that took over a second to complete. Clicking on that, I can navigate to the heat map that shows execution time for the various sub-processes. From here, you can drill down to the associated metrics and logs that help you to determine the root cause of the issue. The correlation between trace, metrics, and logs is a game changer. This does not only enable performance monitoring, but more importantly, improve mean time to resolution. Soon, we will make a dashboard like this available to all our customers. Ultimately, all this GWCP automation enable us to quickly get all our customers to log into their Guidewire Cloud homepage. Now, to tell you more about some of the great capability available in the Dobson release, let's welcome our Vice President of Product Management, Amy Molling. Amy?
Hi, everybody. My team is excited for the opportunity to be here with all of you in person and virtually. But even more than that, we're looking forward to seeing what all of you will innovate with Dobson. Now, as you can see from the long list of features included in Dobson that's scrolling behind me, there's way more in this release than we have time to go through today. But we've picked out a few features to highlight for you. These features illustrate three of the key themes for the Dobson release: accelerating innovation, empowering developers, and creating differentiated experiences. So we're going to start off with talking about how you can accelerate innovation with Guidewire Go. So we're going to start out in Marketplace. Here's Marketplace, and you can see here the section with the Go products. And now we'll click in on Marketplace, and then we'll be able to see the full listing of all the product definitions that are available in Guidewire Go. And notice here that this list includes products that are designed for markets around the world. Since we're using US homeowners as our sample today, we're going to take a look at what's included in that product in a bit more detail. Now, this is a good example. Each Go product includes the metadata to define the line of business, along with other content that's needed to instantiate the product in Policy Center or Insurance Now. Now, the next step is that we can see that same homeowners product that we found in Go imported into the new Advanced Product Designer app, where we can review and update the product design, including things like coverages, risk details, and we can add product model rules. And now, here's that same product automatically synced into Policy Center. Whoops. Now, yes, as you can continue to iterate and update the product definition, those changes will continue to sync with Policy Center. These three easy steps, starting with pre-built product metadata, adding to APD for further design, and dynamically syncing it either into Insurance Now or into Policy Center, shave weeks, if not months of time off the process of product design and instantiation, helping you to accelerate innovation. Now, we know developers are the key to success for any platform, and so empowering developers is one of the most important things we do to ensure that you can realize the business value from GWCP. One of the biggest development efforts typically during an implementation is integration and building out the integrations between the core system and others. And the new cloud integration framework addresses that by giving developers much better flexibility, removing integration logic from Insurance Suite, and providing no-code ability to subscribe to predefined business events for Policy Center and Claim Center. Now, this is estimated to reduce the amount of GOSU in an Insurance Suite implementation by somewhere between 25% and 50%, and it will allow updates to integrations without a redeploy or a restart. Now, for our example today, we're going to show a simple way to address one of the key factors in customer satisfaction by creating a more responsive customer experience. Here, we're going to make sure that a claimant is proactively notified every time they create a claim. That will happen whether they create a claim via web, text, phone, etc. So what you see here is the new app event service and the definition of a subscription that will create an event every time a new claim is created. This will be a JSON formatted message that's sent to the specified endpoint automatically. Now, this is net new functionality. It replaces multiple steps and hundreds of lines of GOSU with setting up the subscription in a web UI. No coding required. Now, with the subscription set up, the text notification is triggered each time a claim is created. And we're just getting started with the integration framework. We already have customers using integration framework in production and multiple partners, including Shift, Highland, LexisNexis, and Friss, building out integrations on the integration framework that will be available in Marketplace in the future. Insurance is increasingly competitive, and being able to grow requires providing your insureds differentiated digital experiences, and that starts with design-driven thinking. Jutro is Guidewire's design system that facilitates design-led development and helps make implementation of digital front ends more efficient by providing reusable components and metadata-driven UI configuration. Jutro reusable components significantly reduce the amount of code that is required by providing basic building blocks specific to P&C that can be configured to provide the desired user experience. An example are floor plans that are based on our experience working with P&C insurers worldwide that can be used to arrange content and guide the user through the most common digital experience flows. Now, aligning UI components on a page can be costly, so our grid component gives you the ability to configure page layouts without spending hours of development time on aligning the UI. Our extensive library of atomic components help to design and develop a cohesive and consistent experience without expensive custom code. And P&C-specific business patterns are built with atomic components and provide a configurable way to leverage common insurance UI elements and include simple interactions between components or between Engage and Insurance Suite APIs and integrations. Jutro also includes a powerful set of theming capabilities to allow you to bring your brand to life without writing tons of code. Newly enhanced in Dobson, theming can be applied once and will cascade throughout the app. Finally, all of these components are configured to meet your specific needs, not by changing code, but through updates to metadata properties that are applied dynamically. That helps to enable and accelerate design-led development by facilitating real-time collaboration between the technical, design, and business teams to make and review changes quickly. All right, so let's watch this and see what it looks like. What you're looking at here is Customer Engage out of the box. And we're going to assume that our designers have started the process by looking at this and creating a desired UX design using some of the Jutro design tools. This is an important step in our design-led development process to determine what we want to leverage from the Jutro design system to achieve our desired user experience. In this example, the design team identified that they want to apply new theming and a new page layout to the out-of-the-box Customer Engage product. We're going to start here with the theming. Now, the next step is once we have the theme from the Jutro design system, we are going to open Visual Studio here. Now, the reason for that is that Visual Studio allows us to provide the simplicity of changes through the metadata properties with the power of an industry-standard front-end development tooling experience to accelerate the development process. And there you have the new theme applied. That was really easy. Now, the second set of changes the design team identified is a change to the layout of the page. We're going to leverage the grid metadata to split the screen from full width to 2/3 layout to make room for an image. So you can see we've made the change and refreshed the page, and now the layout has changed. And as part of that layout change, we're also going to add an image on the right-hand side of the page. So what you can see here is we're going through, updating the metadata properties. We'll make sure we have the reference to the correct image file. That's the one that we want. And now we'll go use the grid component to place that on the screen, perfectly aligned. And there you have the final product for those 3 changes. It was just that simple. Now, just to review, we started with the Reference Engage app that has been rebuilt on Jutro, and then using the Jutro design system and metadata, we were able to apply theming and layout changes dynamically without a rebuild and a redeploy to quickly get the new version that you see here. So what you just saw is how Dobson allows you to accelerate innovation with Guidewire Go and APD, empower developers and reduce go-to code with integration framework, and create differentiated experience with digital Engage apps and Jutro. But that's not all. With each release, we also include a new solution that leverages these themes and platform capabilities. In Dobson, we're announcing a microbop solution that Mike mentioned before that combines Jutro design and flows, predefined integrations, Guidewire Go product models, and other configuration elements so that you can launch a line of business to serve home-based and other small businesses in 12 weeks or less. supporting the full product lifecycle. All right, now I'm happy to introduce Laura Drabick, our Chief Evangelist, to talk about how you can use GWCP to enter a new market fast. Welcome, Laura.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm here to demonstrate how insurers can leverage Guidewire's open APIs to access whole new customer pools with embedded device protection insurance, including a frictionless customer experience that's woven directly into the purchase of consumer products from major retailers. And then I'll show you how our Guidewire Go product templates can help you enter the red-hot market of pet insurance, lightning fast, all using the capabilities built into our Dobson release with full support for the entire insurance life cycle from quote all the way through to claim. But first, the basics. Embedded insurance is coverage that's offered with the purchase of third-party products or services. It's the travel insurance offered when you book that Norwegian cruise, the Apple warranty with your iPhone, or auto coverage to go with that spiffy new Tesla. And according to McKinsey, up to 25% of all personal lines premiums could be generated through embedded insurance ecosystems by 2030. For auto, that figure could reach 30%. For travel and personal liability, it could top 50% or more. So let's look at how you can use Guidewire Cloud to start profiting from these trends today. The demos that you'll see today, they leverage Insurance Suite, Digital, and Guidewire Live Predict. He may leap tall buildings in a single bound with his buddy, the Bear Wonder, but Super Charlie's ready for a real-life sidekick. Looks like a job for Mighty Mop. A quick trip to the Phantom Zone, and our dynamic duo choose the perfect super pup. Or rather, he chooses them. Back home, crypto's raring for action as a wonderful new adventure begins. But with her mighty mom's senses tingling, Laura decides she better keep tabs on her pint-sized superheroes. And here's what happens next. When Laura pulls up Chevy.com, she zeroes in on the premium GPS-enabled Halo collar from the dog whisperer himself. At a whopping $800 for the collar, Laura opts for the warranty coverage from Future State that's offered at the point of sale. Laura adds it to her order. She checks out. She fills in the payment details and then completes the transaction. Policy Center provisions her coverage automatically. Device protection, it's issued and it's in force. Guidewire orchestrates the entire process by connecting the core with Chevy's front end via open APIs. It's true. Selling embedded insurance can be that easy with Guidewire. But the opportunities, they're just beginning because one of the industry's fastest growing segments is pet insurance. Between now and 2025, revenues in this market are expected to double to nearly $6 billion. By 2030, 60% of premiums from pet insurance will be generated through ecosystems like the embedded insurance scenario I just showed you. Now that Laura's a customer, Future State can start cross-selling her other lines of business, such as, yeah, you got it, pet insurance. Enter Guidewire Go. To get to market fast, Future State leverages the Go product template for pet insurance. To get started, just go to the Guidewire marketplace and search for pet insurance. And then download the file. On your desktop, open the file. And the template provides a visualization of the entire line, coverages, limits, deductibles, exclusions. It's all here, including vet coverage. Now, upload the template into Policy Center's APD app. We import the entire product definition for pet insurance. Then, instantly, the entire definition is generated automatically. Again, everything's here, including vet coverage. Now Future State has everything it needs to start cross-selling pet insurance to its existing warranty policyholders like Laura. So, after her warranty purchase, Laura receives a text message from Future State offering her pet insurance for just 15 bucks. Laura taps yes and purchases pet insurance right from her mobile, complete with a breakdown of the premium and also the coverage and what it covers. Policy Center guides all of these interactions and layers pet insurance onto Laura's account. See? The newly added pet policy and the existing device protection. Best of all, carriers, you don't need to go to an insurtech to do any of this. You can do it all with Guidewire and the capabilities built into our Dobson release, which is all pretty cool, right? But the awesome doesn't end there. Since we are an end-to-end solution, the value chain goes from quote to bind to a blockbuster claims experience. Let's get back to Super Charlie and crypto to learn more. While our little super friends are saving the world, the Bear Wonder is captured by an evil genius and strapped to a rocket using crypto's own collar. Mighty Mom leaps into action when she receives an alert that her dog is in Vegas? What? Okay. Well, apparently the Bear Wonder and Halo Collar really are here in Vegas with us. I'm a little busy, Dana. Can you take the Bear Wonder? Thank you. Woo! Laura's relieved when she quickly locates Super Charlie and crypto, but the Halo Collar is long gone. Does that mean $800 down the drain, or can Future State save the day? Let's see what happens next. Mighty Mom receives a text from Future State. Is crypto okay? She responds yes, but his collar broke. Future State asks, would you like to submit a claim? A few questions later, and Laura's replacement Halo is on the way. Claim Center orchestrates the entire process from intake to payment with zero human intervention. And since Guidewire ingests all that data from the collar, Future State can add more value by reminding Laura when it's time for crypto's walk. And Laura can access her Future State digital account through any smart device to review her policies, make changes, or even submit another claim. She can even check on crypto's activity levels and the paths they took on recent walks and more. These are all native components from the Jutro component library, accelerating digital development. Future State can even compare crypto's activity against benchmarks for the breed. And by leveraging Guidewire Predict with analysis displayed in Policy Center, the insurer can fine-tune Laura's renewal to deliver truly fitted coverage. Now, put these demos together and you begin to understand the power of embedded insurance as well as the cross-selling opportunities it opens up downstream. Instead of the customer being forced to find coverage, personalized coverage finds the customer. In the examples I've shown you, Guidewire combines core, digital, and data to help insurers gain a competitive edge in a pair of booming markets, faster than a speeding bullet, or in this case, faster than a teddy bear strapped to a rocket. With that, over to the wonderful Julie Getzlaff and Joe Gerritsen, who will show you the power of Guidewire Live and Hazard Hub. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Laura. Hello, everybody. So great to see everybody, at least the first 6 rows. So Laura just gave you a really great example of how analytics can help insurers to innovate and grow. And I'm pretty sure that everyone here agrees with Mike when he said that analytics are more important to insurance than ever before. And I couldn't agree more, which is why I am thrilled today to introduce you to Guidewire Live. Guidewire Live is our series of analytics applications designed to deliver live insights across the entire insurance lifecycle so you can meet all of your challenges, even in the most challenging of environments. I'd like to show you an example of what I mean. I hope you love that video as much as I do. Special thanks to the creative team who put it together. The reason I love it, though, is not just that it was a fun and slick video, but it's because it underscores in a great way what we're doing with Guidewire Live. Namely, that Guidewire Live delivers those live insights, and we do this in 3 ways. The first is that we are doing it by by enabling you to leverage more data. And when I'm saying more data, what I'm talking about is curated, validated data from multiple sources. The second thing is embedding intelligence. Now, this is embedding intelligence within your core workflows. You just saw one example of it that Laura showed you, and I'm going to show you a few in a few minutes. And the third is enabling you to learn continuously, so you can continuously test out theories, monitor the results, pivot on those results, and improve your business day after day and year after year. But I know there are probably some skeptics in the audience, so I'm sure you want to know, how are we exactly doing this? So let's take a look. It begins where everything begins, and that's with data. So again, I said multiple sources. Let's go through them. First, it's your own insurance data, your policy, your billing, and your claims data. Second, it is third-party data. So this is through integrations, so you can have demographics data or telematics data, but we also are supplying you with data from our science behavioral data listening engine. The other thing we're supplying you with, and this is completely new, is Hazard Hub property risk data. Now, the third piece is cooperative data. This is from Guidewire Compare, and I'm going to show you this in a little bit. This is aggregated, anonymized, peer benchmark data. Now, once we deliver this data, you, the insurer, are using it. Your actuaries, your data scientists are using the data, and you're monitoring it and managing it through Guidewire Data Platform. This not only allows you to monitor the data, but it also allows you to create, to publish, and to query business-ready data sets. Now we get to the applications. This is how we embed intelligence and how we enable you to learn continuously. We have 5 Guidewire Live applications today. They are Explore, Predict, Assess, Respond, and Compare. Now, each of these applications is fed by the data that I just spoke about. But let's take a look at what it means for an insurance worker. So here's an example. There's Policy Center, and I'm sure many of you are familiar with Policy Center. And let's pretend that you are an underwriter. You work for our fictional agency, or our fictional insurer, which is Future State. And you're used to working on Policy Center, you love it, it does all the transactional work that you need to do. But now, Future State has supplied you with something else, and that is embedded intelligence through both Assess and Hazard Hub. So you can see at a glance, you're looking at a submission, a renewal submission for Right Construction is the company. And you can see now at a glance, without leaving Policy Center, that actually Right Construction has a pretty high risk of property loss because they're within 5 miles of a fault, and they are also close to other businesses that have hazardous chemicals on premises. So you've got 2 pieces of information that you never would have had before, but your insurance company did not stop there. They're also supplying you with Predict, which is embedded right within Policy Center as well. So Predict is telling you that although there may be some, there might be some losses that could happen with Right Construction, you still want the business, and actually you might lose this business. And so it's giving you a recommendation, and the recommendation is to credit the account just a bit in order to retain it. So that's what you do. You make yourself a note of it, and you can even see here in the notes, thanks to this information that you did not have before from Hazard Hub, from Predict, from Assess, you are going to credit that account up to 4%. Now that's one example of how we embed intelligence. There are multiple ways that we do this. Another way is through Claim Center. You can also use Predict within Claim Center, and you can also use Respond within Claim Center, which is what Joe is going to show you in a little bit. We're not leaving out our Insurance Now customers because we have also embedded Predict within Insurance Now. And one of our customers, Cure, out of Princeton, New Jersey, is doing just that. So I'd like to share with you what they had to say.
With the implementation of Guidewire, it's going to allow us to look into various market segments. We're a personal auto insurance company. Does that mean we want to stay one?
What's nice about the Guidewire analytical models that they offer to us is the fact that they pair so well with the UI of the system already, and we can really model it in any direction that we want to go.
Predictive analytics is pretty much everything. You can't plan for the future without knowing as best you can where the future is going. It would be a guessing game. Our goal is to minimize our risk in terms of where this company is going, where this industry is going, where our entire book of business is going as a whole. Having those analytics, we can do anything possible to help maximize, benefits for this company, which then leads to trickle-down effect to our customers.
So thank you, Cure, if you're out there in the audience, for that great video, and we look forward to hearing what you're going to do next. We'll probably approach you and ask you for another video, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so let's move to the third key benefit of Guidewire Live, that ability to learn continuously. We do this as in embedding intelligence in multiple ways. I'm going to show you just 2 today. What you're looking at right now is the screen for Explore. Now, Explore is a business intelligence application that is used by claims managers and underwriting managers to get fast answers to questions like, how many of my adjusters are overloaded with work and who perhaps is not so busy? Which of my underwriters is quoting and binding policies more quickly? And again, all of this is done because we're feeding that information from data in near real time. So you're getting your policy, your billing, and your claims data. Another way that we're doing this is through Guidewire Compare. Now, Guidewire Compare is a pretty special application because it enables claims teams to not only see how they're performing against their previous performance, but it also enables them to see how well they're performing against their industry peers. And this is where we are feeding in that aggregated, anonymized peer benchmark data. As of Dobson, it is now free to everyone who has Claim Center. And this December, it will be available in all of the regions in which Guidewire does business, which I think is pretty great. So now I'm going to bring Joe Gerritsen on stage, and what he's going to do is he's going to give you a demo of both Hazard Hub and Respond in a catastrophe scenario. So please welcome Joe.
Thanks, Julie. I'm going to show you how Respond and Hazard Hub help claims managers before and after a catastrophic event. Let's go look at a hurricane in Florida. Our claims manager, Maria, knows that Elsa's coming in 3 days and needs to prepare, so she goes in to respond. Before the event, she can see the projected path of the storm. Maria works on the Gulf side of Florida, so she's going to hone in on this area. Here, she can look at all of the policies. She can select an area, and all of the policies are going to come up. She can look at the policies in the area to quickly understand where most of the policies are. She also can look at the total policies, their premium, and insured value to understand potential losses. Maria can be proactive, contacting customers in areas of concern, sending messages before the storm telling at-risk customers how to contact them if they need help after Elsa hits. She also knows now where she has a high level of coverage versus a low level of coverage. For instance, she can see that she has 179 policies in St. Pete, so she knows that she'll focus a team in that area rather than an area like Siesta Key that's also along the coast but only has 41 policies. She can prepare her team by putting a response team in areas with more policies. Respond can also help after the storm. Let's move ahead 5 days. Now, Maria can see how strong the storm was in certain areas by looking at the wind speeds. She can see an aggregated view of her claims as well, the incurred, paid, total reserves. Maria can see where her claims occurred with the orange dots. She can look for areas with large numbers of claims to focus resources on these areas. The team can fast-track these claims. They can look more closely at claims in areas outside of the storm, too. The point is that after the storm, the team can react quickly based on data rather than hunches and continually assess where to focus as information comes in. Let's take this a step further, though. We know that hurricanes will happen in Florida and wildfires will happen in California. Wouldn't it be good if we knew the information on the policy and its true risk before any event occurs? You have this now with our integration of Hazard Hub into Policy Center. In Policy Center, we can see property data during the quote process. With Hazard Hub data, we can see that a property is at high risk for winds, flooding, hurricanes, so we can flag these policies before anything happens and treat the risk appropriately. So the main point is Respond and Hazard Hub help claims managers prepare before an event, warn policyholders, monitor the outcome of claims, and help insureds after the event. Great analytics software to help your clients. Back to you, Julie.
Thank you, Joe, for that great demo. So, as you've seen today, this is just a brief tour of Guidewire Live. What we're trying to do for you all is to deliver the ability to have live insights across the entire insurance lifecycle. So you are in the driver's seat with everything you need, the ability to leverage more data, embed intelligence, and to learn continuously. I would like to invite all of you to come to the Guidewire Live booth this week, because not only are we eager to give you a demo, many demos of Guidewire Live, but also if you work for an insurance company, you will get a chance to win tickets to the Super Bowl. So please come by. Now I'm going to introduce you to Christina Colby, who's going to come on stage and showcase innovation within the Guidewire community. Please welcome Christina.
Thanks, Julie. Well, following Super Bowl tickets, I think that's a pretty tough act to follow. I don't even follow American football myself, and yet I would love to actually go. But I'm here today to talk about some great things that our community, customers and partners alike, are doing to answer the call to innovate. One example that I'd like to start with is MapFree, who are using Guidewire solutions to drive operational efficiency and create some exceptional customer experiences. So let's see what they're doing.
The main trends that we see are digitization and the big impact from the use of data, and this is transforming very much our industry. Our journey with Guidewire in our Livo project, we focused on personal lines. The project went live in May 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. The difference is very noticeable for both our customers and our independent agents. We have sped up many of the processes from launching new products, improving our filings, modifying underwriting rules, trying to automate to make things as simple and as automated as we can. When we were initiating the rollout, we made the decision to launch another project to add to the commercial lines business to this big transformation. This evolution towards the cloud is clear, is something that needs to happen. The reasons for that are, first, the availability of new functionality in the cloud version for commercial lines, and especially the idea of handling this project as a pioneer for what we see is our future.
As you heard in the video, Matt Free is only starting their journey on Guidewire Cloud, so we can't wait to see the additional value that they'll unlock on cloud. Many of you are trailblazers, like American Family, a long-standing Guidewire customer who is using technology as a catalyst for business change. I'm excited to introduce Chad Christensen, American Family's Enterprise Platform Director, who are using Guidewire Cloud to really enable their enterprise. Please join me in welcoming Chad to the stage. Chad, thank you so much for being here. It's very good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
So if you don't mind, get us started by telling us a little bit about what you've been up to at American Family.
Yeah, over the past several years, our enterprise has acquired a handful of brands that has created a wide range of products for our customers across multiple channels. And our technology team is closely partnering with our business to create operational efficiencies across the enterprise.
That's fantastic. And so now we've just taken you live, the system itself, on Policy Center on Guidewire Cloud. And I know you're starting the business rollout. Is that right? And that's the next stage?
Yep, that is correct. So we've created a policy platform with Policy Center on the cloud at its core. We started with common products across the enterprise. And our goal has always been to be the preferred vendor of choice for the enterprise by leveraging economies of scale and driving down expenses. And this is allowing us to add new capabilities for the business, and those capabilities will catapult our brands.
That's excellent. I love that. Catapulting your brands. I think that's terrific. So tell us what's next for you?
Yeah, we'll continue to grow the platform by adding new capabilities, including state-specific features that we can roll out to our existing states.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for being here. We're really excited, of course, to be your partner and to work with you in this. And we offer our thanks and our congratulations to you and to the entire American Family team for all of the great work that you've been doing. And we can't wait to work with you in all of the next stages.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Much of your innovation is enabled and accelerated thanks to our numerous partners that are part of our Extensive Partner Connect program, which is the largest partner ecosystem in the industry, with more than 140 solution partners for carriers to access. And I think, are there maybe a couple partners in the room here? It's such a quiet group. Are there any partners? Thank you. Excellent. Fantastic. I wanted to highlight just a few today. One in particular, One Inc. provides access to multiple payment providers, handling both claims disbursements as well as premium payments. And as you can expect, those create phenomenal experiences for your customers to be able to choose the types of transactions that they would like to complete, knowing that they are secure and will meet their exact needs in that moment. FRIS provides end-to-end fraud insights. So not only are with fraud insights that are visible with risk scoring during claim handling, but also thinking about detection and risk assessment and underwriting. Celonis is one of our newest partners, and they have the ability to help to extend claims autopilot. using that to be able to identify real-time process insights and identify bottlenecks. And they do that presenting them in these phenomenal dashboards, so you can really pinpoint the opportunities that you have to drive significant improvement within your claims processes. Blue Prism is another one of our newest partners. They are a leader in robotics process automation, and in some cases have actually enabled first notice of loss 15 times faster through the use of RPA. And not only is speed a great benefit, but also they've helped to significantly reduce manual errors. And what that allows is for your claim handlers to shift their focus to really spend time on the moments that matter most for your claimants. With Imburse, I wanted to give them a particularly special shout out because like many of you who are watching the live stream, they weren't able to actually travel here from overseas to be here. And so I wanted to say hello to everyone who's joining us remotely. Imburse helps through their global payments ecosystem for both collections and payments and gives access to multiple vendors almost instantaneously. Shift for fraud detection provides AI-native SaaS solutions, leveraging data science and deep insurance expertise throughout the policy lifecycle to really proactively detect fraud. And we're going even farther and faster with the Guidewire ecosystem. So I'm happy to introduce the InsurTech Vanguard program. This is an expanded circle beyond Partner Connect. It's something that we introduced last week as a way for you to be able to explore new areas of InsurTech innovation. And actually, since we announced this last week, we've had an additional 30-plus InsurTechs approach us expressing interest to join the program. I wanted to share a few of those examples today. MakeYouSafe provides leading connected worker technology and workforce wearables to really promote safety culture and avoid commercial lines risk. Roost provides property telematics with commercial and residential smart sensors that help to monitor water leak, freeze, smoke detection, and really help to identify when an incident occurs and hopefully even to avoid the losses associated with it. Attestive combats digital photo and media fraud throughout the policy lifecycle with their technologies around deep fake identification. Because as we continue to push with more and more self-service and automation, that also means the increased risk of bad actors. These are just a few examples of the many different types of categories that we will explore through the InsurTech Vanguard program. So if there are particular types of category that you would like us to look into, we would welcome your feedback. Our industry-leading, ever-evolving ecosystem helps you to make the most out of your Guidewire investments. And the fastest way to get access to those innovations is through Marketplace, where we have more than 400 partner apps, Guidewire accelerators, and assets like Guidewire Go, which you heard about from Amy earlier. So we invite you, please go there and find what your next innovation will be. And now let me hand it back to Diego, who will give us a look even farther into the future.
Thank you. Thanks, Christina. I'm excited to be back and give you a sneak peek into the future. As you've seen from Amy's presentation, we've made great progress in Jutro. So for this tomorrow section, I would like to tell you more about how we're expanding Jutro capability. As we described earlier, Jutro development was driven by two key principles: reusable component and metadata. In the upcoming releases of Jutro, we will continue to expand the number of components. We want to make it easier for developers, and ultimately, we want to enable digital agility for all our customers. In fact, we are currently working on two new components. Those are app templates and micro frontend. So what are those? App templates are predefined app framework that include the UX logic design layout and the business logic. App template will dramatically reduce the time to deliver and build new digital experience, created by developers, but could be easily configurable by business user. Micro frontend are fully self-contained digital apps designed for maximum reusability. Think of a micro frontend as a critical functional building blocks. Since we want to maximize the reusability opportunity, we started with quote flow, probably the most used piece of functionality of our application. You will be able to embed those anywhere, and we're making them upgrade safe. To summarize, today in Dobson, we show you how Jutro capability connected to Insurance Suite Core were used to rebuild all Digital Engage apps, including Customer Engage. Now, these apps are all Jutro compatible and much more flexible than before. Going forward, we are breaking down those applications in logical building blocks to be used anywhere. This is what we call micro frontends. We are starting with quote and buy and claim submission, but we're going to make many more to come. We believe the power of embedded micro frontend anywhere will be at the core of what we call digital agility. Our new digital experience, or even our existing customer portal. Think about embedding those, again, into your existing Customer Engage, embedding those into a new application, or embedding those into your portal with maximum flexibility. But I believe that is way easier to show in action instead of via complex slide. And as you know, I really like live demos at Connection. So to do this, let's welcome Dimitri Remenuk, who is joining us remotely from his home in Germany. Hi, Dimitri. Thanks you for joining.
Hi, Diego. It's really nice to be here, even remotely, and to be able to share with you the exciting vision of the future of our Jutro platform.
So before we start, I want to set a proper expectation. Everything we will be showing here is still in development. We're actually showing you the e-release plus. That's what we're working today. And so this entire Digital Tomorrow demo is directly from our dev environment. And as any demo from a dev environment, let's see what happens.
By the way, Diego, did you know that word Jutro means tomorrow in Polish?
Yes, I actually know that. Maybe later, Mike can tell the story of how the name came about. But for now, let's just simply say that a big portion of our development team developing Jutro is actually working from our Poland development center. But I'm really excited to jump into the demo, especially because we've been working on this until last Friday. Again, another advantage of working on a cloud infrastructure. At any moment, we can take a cut and give you a sneak peek of what we're working on. So, Dimitri, let's go.
Cool. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, I can actually see your screen.
OK, great. So I'm going to start on the Guidewire Cloud homepage, which we are already familiar with. And we have here a new tile under the Jutro section. And from here, it launches our Guidewire Cloud console that has been extended with a new feature to enable Jutro web application management. And as you can see, there are two apps already running on our platform. One is the Quote app for the homeowner's insurance. And another one is what we call Hazard Hub app.
So those, to set the stage, are actually two micro frontend, what we call micro frontend.
Exactly, Diego. And as you can see, yeah, both apps are marked as micro frontends. So these are the functional building blocks of the Digital Engage.
OK, so these are fully functional apps built for one interaction task only, without many of the elements of standalone app, like a header or a navigation pane.
OK, as an example, let me launch the Quote app. And let's make a quote for new homeowners policy for our CEO, Mike. So I'm going to type quickly his name, click the search account button, and it will search for his existing account details in the background on the policy center running on the Guidewire Cloud.
Just to set the stage, this app is leveraging our new Cloud REST API to retrieve all those information.
Absolutely. They are using the Insurance Suite Cloud APIs everywhere in this demonstration to collect information needed and, of course, to calculate the quote. So here they are. They have just above the $700 US for the premium coverage package for Mike. And you can see also the quote number that was automatically generated by the policy center in the background.
Dimitri, maybe it's a good idea to show where the link between the Jutro micro frontend app and the policy center is defined.
Definitely. So I'm going back into the Cloud Console. There you can see our Quote app was deployed, and we see it is connected to the particular Insurance Suite environment. So clicking this will open us the page explaining the Insurance Suite applications up and running here, including the Policy Center instance our quote app is connected to.
So if you recall the auto-provisioning demo we started the day before, this is the same initial screen. So once the auto-provisioning complete, this is the first screen on GCC or Guidewire Cloud Console, in which we're using, again, the same CBC that we used before, containing all the 4 products. Here you see the 4 product deployed with the respective link. And this is how you connect the micro front-end app into Insurance Suite. Now, while everything worked just fine, the app layout was not ideal. We had long input field, was single column. It requires some scrolling. So can we revise the layout to correct this and maybe include the property risk score from Hazard Hub?
Actually, the beauty of the new application template is they encapsulate both application logic and the UX design layout. And by the way, our team created another template so we can use it.
So perfect. So let's click on that new Drew Throw application button that I'm really curious about, and let's see what's next.
OK, sure. First, we need to select the Insurance Suite environment, followed by the APD insurance product our quote is going to be using. And in this case, it will be the homeowners. OK, so just to make sure everybody understands, this could be any APD product model. In this case, we're picking the out-of-the-box homeowner insurance that Amy showed earlier as part of Guidewire Go. Exactly. So as soon as I pick the homeowners, I can navigate directly into the Insurance Suite product management screen. There we can see absolutely the same amount of the insurance products managed and defined by APD as we have seen in our drop-down here.
Perfect. What next?
Next, we are selecting the application type. It will be micro frontend. And the next one, we are going to select the template we are going to apply to our application. So the 2-to-1 columns layout we have already seen. So now I'm picking the new with a 3 columns layout and new functionality.
So basically, you select the environment, you select the product model, you pick an app template, and the next screen we have a few more things to configure. As you can see here, the application name, a couple of description, and then we need to pick a theme that we've been talking about before. I like the Endless Sky. That is the one we used so far, so pick that one.
Done. And finally, what I'm doing, I'm selecting the Hazard Hub micro frontend, and I'm going to add it into the integration slot available in this new template.
This is like a dream within a dream. So you can combine a micro frontend inside another micro frontend?
Exactly. And this is absolutely fantastic feature in my opinion. This is the real power of breaking down applications into the smaller functional building blocks. So they can be reused anywhere, whether it's another micro frontend or completely different application. So let's see this magic now.
So tying this back to how GWCP platform makes all this easy for developer. Here, we picked up the template, we initialize it with all the defined parameters, we created a dedicated repository, created the needed CI/CD pipeline, and finally, boom, build and deploy our brand new application on Guidewire Cloud.
Well, that's precisely what you asked him to build. I remember clearly you said, I want click, click, and then boom. So that's exactly what we did, and we really hope you like it.
Sounds like a great vision and an even better execution. I guess now you can copy the URL and launch the app.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to do it. Copy and launch. And we see pretty similar app, just using the different layout, more compact, no scrolling.
No scrolling. Great. So we showed easy to create and easy to deploy. One last thing we would like to show you is digital agility and embed this new quote app in another business application. In this case, for example, Salesforce CRM.
Yeah, and I have prepared the Salesforce instance just in case, and let's test it on your account diagram. So I'm going into the newly created homeowners quote tab, and what you can see here is exactly the same application using the same URL, the same layout, just embedded inside of the Salesforce.
I can see we use the same Endless Sky template, but we could have created a different template that better match the Salesforce look and feel.
And also what we are doing here, we are leveraging the Hazard Hub micro frontend, which communicates with the rest of the quote application and helps us to automatically identify the related property risks. And at the end, also it will help to provide you, Diego, with a better and more suitable coverage package.
This is very exciting functionality, and I'm very happy my quote is cheaper than Mike. One more question. What was this done in real time against Policy Center? Are we synchronizing all that directly with our transactional system?
Absolutely. Let me copy this quote number, which is submission number in the Policy Center, and let's go into the Policy Center and search for it. And what you will see, it's exactly the same submission, the same quote, and we can see based on the timestamp, it was just quoted a couple of seconds ago.
Perfect. We're combining the robustness and reliability of our InsuranceSuite core transaction system with the new Jutro platform capability to enable digital agility. And this in combination with GWCP will be powering even faster innovation cycle. There is a quote on a movie that is one of my favorite movies that says, "The slower you move, the faster you die." This one is going to enable you to move even faster.
Exactly. And based on my own experience talking to our customers and partners worldwide, that's exactly what they desperately need to reduce time to market and overall cost of implementing digital experiences.
Excellent, Dimitri. Thanks for making this happening from 6,000 miles. That's really exciting.
That's the power of Guidewire Cloud, Diego, and you're always welcome.
Diego, that was incredible. I love every single part of that demo, except why is your quote cheaper than mine?
Well, Mike, you're the CEO.
I really think I need to figure out how to adjust the quote. We need to adjust the quote.
Yes, but when we did your quote, there are two things that were missing. We didn't have the Hazard Hub integration. And so we picked a price that was assuming that you needed a full protection. Now with the Hazard Hub integration, depending on where your location is, you could decide to pick a different coverage. Actually, in real life, what you will receive notification over your phone. And as Dimitri is showing now, you could go through that notification and you will see before committing that you can pick something down.
Scroll down. Give me the basic. Okay, good. Let's see. Okay, good. Okay, I think that's good. That's more suitable.
Yes, and you can see when you refresh, the price is directly refreshed into Policy Center. So you did that change onto your mobile, we refresh, directly again available in the transactional system.
I just want to pause here and go through this with everybody because I think it's actually, it's very, very powerful. You're showing how Policy Center is running and orchestrating the whole system and it enabling us to put that same application in multiple places at the same time. So the logic exists in just one place and then it's exposed everywhere.
Yes, yes. And as you notice, the design of Jutro made everything design responsive. So any channel will have a design that will automatically work. So in this case, we're showing on the phone without any extra work.
So basically, my feedback is ship it, right? Let's go.
Yes, yes. We are actually working on that very hard. So Dimitri, thanks a lot to make this happening. It was great to have this interaction between here and there. Next time, I'm sure traveling will be open, and I will have you here happily on stage.
It's a great job. It's a great job. I just wanted to say to you, congratulations. It's a great vision. We're excited about the future of these digital experiences.
Yes, and actually, you know, we talked a lot about automation, and we talked a lot about innovation. And so the question that Mike asked was, when is this going to ship? So as mentioned, a lot of what we're working is part of our re-release. But every time we are defining what is going to go into release, the readiness at the automation level is going to be a key decider, right? So a lot of those features will become available early in Q1, and we're looking for early adopter that we can work with to ensure that that functionality will progress in the right direction.
I think it's a great point, right? And one of the things I was talking about earlier is how we're evolving release over release over release and how the cloud enables us to have access and work with you and partner with you in new ways. What he just said was, if you're interested in this, come track us down. We're looking for early access customers to partner with us and how it's designed and deployed, and we're really excited about what we'll be able to create together.
Yes, and again, the early access program was invented to enable us to innovate with few customers before we go into the automation. You don't want to automate too early because you don't want to make the mistake to automate something that ultimately is not what customer want, right?
Yeah.
So super excited. As you can see, most of what we've shown was working. I was very excited that nothing broke down. And so we're looking forward for any early access that is interested in doing this.
Well, congratulations to you and the team. It was a phenomenal presentation, phenomenal demo. I want to thank everybody for joining us this morning. Enjoy the rest of the week. Have just the right amount of fun. It's great to be here with all of you, so thank you very much.
Please welcome Guidewire's Chief Marketing Officer, Brian Desmond.
Wow. We've been doing Connections a long time. I cannot remember so many great product announcements. What a phenomenal Guidewire keynote. How about we give them another round of applause? Wow. I wanted to just add my thanks to all of you for coming here, for being with us. It is so inspiring to see everyone, and also to the thousands of people that are following our live stream and will watch all of this great content on demand over the coming weeks. Just phenomenal. Thank you so much for being here. All right, so Mike and team showcase innovation that's happening in this community and talked about some fantastic new products from Guidewire. Isn't Guidewire Live great? Isn't it awesome? Well, again, just to celebrate this, it's not only just 2 tickets to the Super Bowl, it's 2 VIP tickets and a VIP experience to the Super Bowl to see the Niners play whoever the Niners will play in the Super Bowl. Just saying. So, over the next few days, we're just going to have a lot of fun. We have Guidewire subject matter experts, you, our customers, and our fantastic partners sharing experiences, talking about innovation, and more than 70 breakouts. We have 3 phenomenal guest speakers that are going to join us on the main stage, and I think you'll find them inspiring. We're just going to have a lot of fun together in this community, and we really hope it's a rich and rewarding experience for everyone who's following us online. I also wanted to just, on behalf of Guidewire, thank all of our partners for making Connections possible. So, for example, to our Diamond sponsors, EY and PwC, our Platinum sponsors, Capgemini, Cognizant, Deloitte, One Inc., and Smart Communications, our Gold, Silver, and Bronze partners, thank you. AWS have sponsored a new experience in our Partner Pavilion, our ecosystem demo theater, so please do check that out. And thank you to Accenture for co-sponsoring our customer appreciation party. More on that later. Now, when you go and visit our partners, please remember to get your badge scanned, and you'll be given a chance to win some phenomenal prizes. So please do that, and we'll announce the winners on Thursday. After the break, please join us back here at 11 o'clock for a guest speaker. Trust me, you do not want to miss this guest speaker. Now we'll go to break. Thank you, everybody.